Good evening. Local Democratic Party officers have been chosen. An annual food drive for the Community Food Bank has gone over well. And an inform you don't want to miss with your local stories, sports, and weather coming up here on the 18 WJTS News. Good evening, this is the WJTS News. I'm Charlotte Olson. Officials have now been updated that the confirmations today of the avian flu in Du Bois are surrounding counties, and a press release from the Indiana Joint Information Center yesterday says that in the last 24 hours, 114 commercial farms have tested negative for influenza, 62 in the control area, and 52 in the added surveillance zone. Now, birds have been euthanized on 7 premises, with another 3 premises currently underway. They say that the depopulated turkeys will be composted in the buildings, which they are now taken down. The composting process takes about 3 weeks, after which the birds have been euthanized, and agriculturally because it will not contain the virus. An additional 155,000 hens that are not infected with the H7N8 have been depopulated and disposed of in a landfill. The building shares a vehicular traffic zone with the original site where the avian flu was discovered last week at Steve and Dan Cobb's farm along East Du Bois Road of the Northwest, just outside of Du Bois. No chickens are infected, and a total of 182 state, federal, and local responders are continuing to work in the Du Bois County on surveillance and response efforts. State and federal teams have visited 1,248 residences in a 10-kilometer radius control zone around the original outbreak location to search for small backyard flocks of birds to monitor and test. A total of 46 backyard flocks have been found, and sampling is in progress. No tests have returned positive for the avian flu this week. GermanAmerican Bancorp announces a 6% increase in quarterly cash dividends, and the Jasper-based GermanAmerican Bancorp recently reported that the company has declared a quarterly cash dividend of 18 cents per share, representing approximately a 6% increase from the level of its prior period dividend. The company says that the quarterly dividend declaration, which is attributable to the earnings during the quarter ended on December 31st of 2015. This will be payable on February 20th, 2016 to the shareholders of record as of January 29th, 2016. GermanAmerican Bancorp Incorporated is a NASDAQ-traded financial service holding company based in Jasper. GermanAmerican, through its banking subsidiary GermanAmerican Bancorp, operates 37 banking offices in 13 southern Indiana counties. The company also owns an investment brokerage subsidiary in GermanAmerican Investment Services Incorporated and a full-line property and casualty insurance agency known as GermanAmerican Insurance Incorporated. Kathy, or Kitty Merkley, has announced her intentions to pursue the Republican nomination for the office of Du Bois County Treasurer. Merkley works at the Du Bois County Health Department as a food safety specialist, financial assistant, and a clerk. She is also the Madison Township trustee. The 47-year-old, in a news release, notes that the responsibilities of the Madison Township trustee include budgeting, accounting, reporting, management, and disbursement of public funds, helping residents who need township assistance, and managing all finances for the Ireland Volunteer Fire Department. She says that combined with her diverse background, experience, and proven history of hard work and leadership, that it makes her the ideal candidate for the office of the Du Bois County Treasurer. Merkley earned a paralegal certificate in 1991 from the American Academy of Paralegal Studies in Chicago and an associate degree in culinary arts in 2001 from Vincennes University in Vincennes. She has been active in many school and community organizations as well. Following her is her children through school, and she has served in leadership roles in the parent-teacher organization at Fifth Street School, Jasper Middle School, and Jasper High School, as well as for the track and field cross-country booster clubs. She served as both vice president and president of Big Brothers Big Sisters. She has served as a stage manager for the Actors Community Theater Productions and was a board member for 2 years. She is a member of Beta Sigma Phi sorority and has served as an event chair. She is also the vice president president and president of the same sorority. Merkley and her husband Dennis live in Madison Township, and they have 3 adult children. And now, because of term limits, current county treasurer Republican Chad Blessinger is not eligible to run for the re-election. He instead is running for a seat with the DuBois County Commissioners. The DuBois County Democratic Party has selected a new chairman. The party has announced that Joe Huddleston was elected as chairman Tuesday night by a Democratic caucus hosted by precinct committee persons and vice committee persons. Huddleston replaces Gary Eck, who has decided to run for a county commissioner seat instead. The caucus also elected Andrea Holzman as secretary, and she replaced Connie Betts, who chose to step down from the position. Officials with the DuBois County Community Foundation say that local giving remained steady as the foundation ended 2015 with a $2,580,000 in contributions and grants. The foundation says that that number brings the total foundation assets to $30 million. This past year, the foundation saw 33 new permanent endowments established by local individuals and businesses to support a range of charitable causes across the county. Endowments, the primary purpose of the community foundations, are forever funds designed to grant income to local charities and community projects. Foundation CEO Brad Ward says that over the past 5 years, they have raised over $9.3 million to gross endowments and help create a cash flow for local charities and exciting community projects seen across the county. One of the past year's highlights included a $500,000 matching grant from the Lilly Endowment, which launched a campaign to raise under-restricted assets. The foundation also witnessed its largest grant recipient to date at the Next Act Incorporated, wrapped up its efforts to purchase the Astra Theater and create a $300,000 endowment to support future revitalization, upkeep, and enhancements to the facility. While contributions were strong, investment returns dropped. For the first time in several years, the foundation's investments were in the negative, showing a return of 1.3%. This result was in line with a variety of market benchmarks and reflected the increased volatility of both U.S. and world markets. County-wide collaborations have continued with a new $100,000 endowment created for the town of Schnellville, as well as a grant made for its community playground project. Also, a $25,000 planning grant went to the town of Ireland to establish the Ireland Vision in honor of Ireland's bicentennial happening this year. The Indiana University Alumni Association and Friends of IU recently conducted their annual food drive for the Community Food Bank, working closely with Amanda Drew of the Food Bank and Dean Jacob of Holiday Foods. In all, 2.5 tons of food was collected, and Dr. Keith Bartley of Jasper shepherded the project for the 11th consecutive year. Volunteers helped raise money, purchase food, load and deliver food, and Sternberg Automotive Group was instrumental in the project. Anyone interested in being added to the IU Alumni Association and Friends of IU as an anonymous donor list can contact the Bartley's office at 812-482-6600. Keep it right here, because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.